Aquarius! I'm letting my hair down. Going to try and relax for this reading. So, Aquarius, I want to have some real talk time with you. Because being an Aquarius, I get concerned when I'm unable to read for my own sign, seeing as I should be basically harnessing Aquarian energy more often than I would any other sign, you would think, correct? But that is not always the case. So there are erratic days where I feel as though I am, on fire like a Sagittarius, running at the speed of Aries, or swimming in the deepest oceans of Cancer. Honestly, it varies, but I need to make sure that we're receiving... is there no electricity? Sorry about that, Aquarius. Okay, so it's just been one of those days. Very, very busy days. Electricity running through my veins. A lot to say. So much so that it would be handy to have a filter. But perhaps that's the point. Maybe that is the point for July. Maybe that is what Aquarius needs to pay attention to. The quality of thoughts that you have, as well as the quantity. And cutting down on that endless list of things, dreams, aspirations. Not because you cannot achieve everything you set your mind to. No, not because of that. The sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. But there's always a but. Limitations and setting parameters, that is a real thing. Being real and making sure that you are still grounded in all the decisions that you make, that still holds a lot of weight. And depending on how responsive you are to your own imagination, you kind of get to... I don't actually know what's happening outside. But you get to channel and direct that positivity and optimism and very, very expansive energy in a way that it will also grow to become something real that you can talk about for years and years after that. That you can actually say you had a hand in this, and you played a significant role, and any significant results that were gained, as a result of your efforts and your skill set, that you want to become recognized and acknowledged on a grand scale. So this influence that Jupiter can have in your life and in your career can really, really change your life. So the manner in which you compose yourself is of great essence here. In July, you may feel this need to voice your opinion. Okay? And if you do not choose your words correctly, you may come off as snappy. Oh, this card wants to flip itself in reverse. our overeagerness sometimes gets us into trouble, Aquarius. Surprise! Hey, honey, we're adopting a kid. Surprise! You're no longer an assistant. Would you like to be the director? So the Tower basically brings on this spontaneous, sudden shift and change in your environment. It doesn't have to be an upheaval, like a negative upheaval. It doesn't have to indicate that there is that this is a drastic transformation, but it can be. It is still nonetheless very, very sudden, and it can be quite an imposition. So, for instance, something that you enjoy including in your daily routine all of a sudden has to go because you've lost budget for this. Or some sort of modification to a plan that you've made with a group of people has been put into effect, and no one really consulted you on the matter. It can be a variety of things. The Tower can play out in your personal life as well as your business life. It really just depends on your focus this month. But just as much as there can be some sort of a disruption to a routine event, perhaps, there is also a completion of your tasks, certain goals that you set for yourself, I would say 6 months back even, because we are also, I'm saying this to everyone in every reading that I'm giving this month. This is that biannual review. How far have you come, basically, in 2017? Have you achieved half of at least 50% of the goals that you set for yourself at the beginning of the year or at the end of 2016? How much are you improving? Can you pat yourself on the back? Or do you need to work harder? Or do you feel like you're still stuck? But then on the go, everything's good. So there's a lot of contradictory energy as well going on in Aquarius's reading. And I can attest to this simply because of how difficult it's also been to deliver this reading. Has been hard, even though I was insistent on getting through with Aquarius before moving on to other signs. So there is a fluctuation between, on some days, feeling like you cannot move on, literally, or you are suffering for one reason or another, even health issues it can be, that just, like put a damper on your day or your weekend. But basically anything that impedes you is this Ten of Swords. Some days will feel just miserable, while other days you really feel on top of things, on top of the world. Nothing can get in your way. There is no obstacle that is too grand for you, too big for you. And oh man, when it comes to your imagination, Aquarius, you are on fire. You are coming up with award-winning ideas that can really be taken very, very seriously, that can put you in the spotlight. So it is actually a very good period for you to publish your ideas. But again, this expansive, very exaggerative feeling that Jupiter kind of graces you with and blesses you with can also have its own disadvantages, and that is our inability sometimes to put a cap on that potential that we see. To, you know, this, when the sky really is the limit. So we're thinking 50 years from now, this is what I want society to look like, or yeah, whatever it is for you, depending on the scope of, sorry about that, the scope of work that you do. If it's artificial intelligence, we're talking about the singularity. It's just around the corner. No big deal. Oh. You want everything to succeed. Why should you even have to choose? Why should one idea have to be compromised for the sake of another one as well? You can be juggling multiple things this month that are all very, very much intertwined. So your success at work is very much your success at home. Success within your personal relationships, more romantic relationships, can also mean that you are more successful with your business partner relationships too. How you communicate this month, that there can be a lot of overlap there, and the overlap is a little bit odd. It's kind of like a trend that's continuing on from June, where I noticed this overlap between romance and love and being all personal with more professional settings. And again, depending on how you compose yourself, well, that can be a little bit of a challenge, because here we're also talking about drawing the line. And where is the line really? Defining the line. And an Aquarius is not going to want to walk in a straight line. Let's face it, that's too boring. You will choose the what is that famous? Forget it. An Aquarius is just not going to walk in a straight line. I'm sorry. Aquarius is going to define their own route. That can really peak around this time, and it makes it very difficult for people to really figure you out. So you can be really confusing a few people around you, where they may start questioning if you like them or not. Like, I thought she was cool with me, or he was cool with me, so why is he behaving like this? When really you're just being yourself. So you're just immersed and caught up in your own fairy world, like fairyland world that you're just conjuring up in your mind. So creative juices are also really, really bubbling in the month of July. It's very sexy, Aquarius, especially since you are quite an intellectual sign. So the research and development and really just aiming for gold is a bit of a turn on. It's a bit of a turn on. You can really satisfy your intellectual urges this month and see yourself evolve in the workplace just as quickly. And when you are happy with how things are going in that department, you will naturally also feel more fulfilled in your personal life, which facilitates then your social skills. But sometimes, like I said, we can be a little bit blunt. You don't always have to voice yourself. Know when to apply the brakes this month, Aquarius. So it's funny because I really just want to title this video, "The Sky is the Limit, but there's always a but." But know when to apply the brakes and slow down just a little bit. Slow down. So showing your enthusiasm is great. Cheers to that. Giving yourself and your skill sets and creativity and putting it all out there on the plate, that's fantastic. But pace yourself. You have to learn as much as you are giving as well. There needs to be equal balance, and you can really achieve that during this period. Tone down the enthusiasm just a little bit. Because that means that you will also have a chance to notice other people's reaction to you and how other people are also enthusiastic about the work that you're doing. So when you get caught up and riled up in a very, very good way, in a very positive manner, okay, and the things that interest you that can also help others as well, it's normal, and we can get very consumed. We can get very consumed and all-consuming in ourselves, right? That we forget to notice other people's demeanors around us. You're very good at attracting attention, Aquarius. And the kind of attention that may come your way can be just a little bit of like you just don't need more stuff to do in July, but it's going to be very difficult to say no, and there are going to be moments when you just want to say no, where you're going to be like, oh my Lord, can I please just, I want to have, let's say 15 minutes to myself when I do not want to be disturbed during the next 15 minutes. I'd like to be able to focus on this one task without major distractions flying in every direction, whether that's your phone ringing non-stop, social media texting, switch off those alerts, plug in those earphones, headphones, whatever it is, if you like to listen to music, to drown yourself and to immerse yourself without interruption. So when sometimes you want to do this, and if something comes in your way that kind of prevents you from achieving your flow and going with your flow and killing your vibe like that, that's when the snappiness can happen, basically. It's really weird. But so yeah. So we're kind of like the Emperor, ruthless with what we want, and we know what we want. We want to have it our way, and it's quite hard to come to a reasonable compromise sometimes because we are a fixed sign, right? Aquarius, you are a fixed sign. So being flexible sometimes isn't the easiest things, especially if you're set in your ways and your beliefs about a particular trajectory. You envision that things are going to succeed only if your team follows the order of events and tasks that you've set out for them to do, and it must be done in this order. This is really funny because I would expect that would be more of a Virgo thing to do, be highly structured and logical and organized. Logic is very important, yes. But it's sometimes difficult to be a little bit flexible when it comes to integrating other people's feedback, let's say. So try not to let emotions get the best of you as well. Try to play it fair. It's all fair game. And realize that there is more for you to win if you collaborate during this period, especially while Jupiter is in Libra and is talking about distributing fairness and balance and equality among the masses in society and community, so your teams as well, your families. Collaboration is good this month, and facilitating your relationships is kind of easier during this period because you are more social, you're very vocal, very open-minded, very outspoken. Again, the more we do the more we engage in chitter-chatter anyway, the higher the odds are that we can say something that we didn't really mean, which may have offended someone or insulted someone, right? So it's a logical correlation. Because you can be more social this month, there is also just higher risk that we can be a bit snappy, which is what I was talking about earlier on. It is a social month. Yes, time to celebrate, get out there. You're meeting new people, forming great relationships with people. It's a good time to solidify this relationship. Here we are talking about achieving a good balance between learning and sharing your skill set and creativity and ambitions with others. Stop and go, where like some days are really good. I feel like down in health, so horrible down when it comes to your health is not top notch, and you feel exhausted, fatigued. So really make sure that you're taking good care of yourself. Eat everything that you need, healthy food as much as you can. But then on other days you feel like you're on top of things, conquering it, killing it, and you are really killing it. But again, so the sky is the limit, but limits, know the limits sometimes, and that's good for you. So yes, the world is your grand oyster, and a finality will be happening. So it is basically you're evolving, you're moving into a new phase, which is great and prompted probably by some sort of sudden change. So kind of like the storm before the calm, or the calm before the storm. It really is just blends. Everything blends and clashes. So I feel like these two cards are rather opposite to me. Just like this Ten of Swords sort of opposes this Chariot. But this is overcoming obstacles, really feeling like no obstacle is large enough, really. Like you will overcome it all. Whereas the Ten of Swords is really just feeling incapable of moving ahead. These are rather opposite as well to me. And here we have celebration. Conquering your direction this month, Aquarius. I'm very excited because really this does open up doors and windows to so much more. I can't emphasize enough how important it is to take care of your health, to really just make your diet a priority, be good to yourself, nurture yourself. As much as we would love to get everything done in time, always meeting every single deadline, juggling every single project, sometimes, you You need to reshuffle those priorities around and make sure that you're also putting in enough time for you and your health, and your success will come. Balance is the key. So don't let this majorly exaggerative, but still awesome, enjoy it, really enjoy it when it happens. Enjoy those bursts of energies and epiphanies, and it's like listening to music now is also amazing, so I would definitely recommend doing that. Try to get your creative juices brewing. So engage in art, listen to music. It will really drive you toward excitement, and there's a lot of opportunity in the excitement that you will feel in July. So pay attention to everything that gets your blood running, honestly, Aquarius. There is gold in July and the months to come, hopefully. Namaste, my friends.